Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your new moon in Scorpio reading. The new moon is happening on the 20th of November and it is at 28 degrees of Scorpio. You can look at your chart and see where Scorpio is, what house it represents. Look at the 28 degrees and see what house that's connected to so you can get some additional information. I am going to see what wants to show up for you. So this is the Yang card. Yang card. This is productivity, um, expression, doing, and forward movement. So this is something happening. I'm seeing Aries, Gemini, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, and Aquarius energy with this. So I definitely feel the energy of like something being illuminated, an area of your life that's being illuminated. I do feel like it's wherever this Scorpio is at 28 degrees in your chart. I feel like there is some illumination on what needs to move in that direction or move. There's some sort of movement I'm feeling. Venus is at the bottom. Wow, really nice. So I do feel a lot of positive energy. I feel like a lot of creative energy, moving something into existence or birthing something into existence, co-creating with the universe something. I do feel like there is a transformation that has to take place as a result of it, and I'm feeling that transformation brings about change in either a new direction or like more into or on a path in a different direction. So maybe it's something you've already started, you haven't moved forward with right now, or you haven't really, put it out there, which makes sense to me because at the same time, we have this new moon at 28 degrees. We also have Mercury retrograde sitting at 28 degrees of Scorpio. I do feel like this is going to be a powerful, transformative new moon. And when I say that, I feel like and as because of a few different aspects that are happening right now. So, for instance, the moon and the sun are sitting together at 28 degrees of Scorpio. Snuggled right up with them is Mercury retrograde, and that all of those three things are in opposition to Uranus, which is at 29 degrees of Taurus. I love to see the numbers. I'm a numbers person. If you know anything, if you've been around a while, I speak often about numbers, messages, signs, synchronicities that come through numbers. When we look at the 28 degrees of Scorpio, where this new moon is taking place, that is at 28 degrees, that 28 breaks down to a 10, which talks about there is a completion of something. And then when we look at the opposition, where Uranus is at 29 degrees, it's at 29 degrees in 29 minutes. So this to me is breaking down to a number 11, where I feel like you're ready to master something. I feel like there is some sort of news information that's being illuminated during this new moon. I feel like there's some sort of clarity, like I feel an aha moment coming through with this as well. I'm also feeling like even though you have this information or this clarity or this illumination of, what you need to shift, change, go transform in some way, I don't necessarily feel you pushing that energy or moving that energy forward until Mercury goes direct, which so you got a couple weeks. So I'm kind of feeling like this is revising your plan, reviewing your plan, something, evaluating, something like that, I feel is going to be what's playing out starting at this new moon. Like this could be where something gets illuminated to you, and now you kind of got the key, right? You're finding the missing piece on something you need in order to move something forward. And although you get that piece of information or that key or whatever that is, I don't necessarily see you implementing it or putting it out there or something like that until we get into Mercury going direct and out of shadow. So, all right, take what resonates, release what doesn't. Let's see what's happening. So, I do feel things are moving, maybe behind the scenes, maybe not as quickly as you would like. I love this. So, these two came out for your second cards that like I'm my intent was to pull five, but I'm already at three, and I still got quite a bit to go because I'm got two here, and one that goes here. But the two that came out is the North Node and then air energy. So I'm seeing what I'm seeing in this is like an adjustment and a transformation that's aligning you with your North Node. Now, I want to talk about that North Node because the North Node is typically an energy where we feel a little uncomfortable because it's like bringing us along a path, or it's bringing us to a point where it's unfamiliar territory, right? We haven't been there before. So there's that learning curve involved. There's the fear of the unknown that can rise up during this. That's why I'm kind of feeling like this isn't a rush kind of situation. It's more like an align, fall into the ebb and the flow of the energy and where it's directing you. And I am feeling good things coming through with all of this energy, although there may be some uncomfortableness in regards to it because it does feel like you're embarking on a path or taking action in a direction that it's unfamiliar to you, right? That's the North Node takes us out of our comfort zone to align us with something that is destined for us. We have the conjunction right here, and this is just a meeting up, and I'm feeling this is like a really being closely connected, right? I feel like this is the energy where I feel like there is a missing piece that shows up, is illuminated. There's this aha, your awareness of whatever this is. Um, and I feel again, there is this energy of things coming together. You can clearly see the things coming together. Aquarius at the bottom of the deck, but it is going to take time. You are going to need to be patient. I'm not saying I feel this is a long time. I don't feel like it's a long time. I feel like it's a short time. But I do feel like it's something involving that Mercury retrograde where, it may take until that goes direct before this really takes off and moves forward and significantly. I'm not saying it's not going to move forward right now, but it may not be at the record speed that you are hoping for right at this point. The next cards that come up, which is interesting because there were two of them that came out. We have Aries and we have House 9. So this is really nice. So with Aries, this talks about that leadership energy, right? Taking your power, standing in your power, making moves, being the leader of your own life, having the strength, courage, confidence, the structure and discipline, right? To I feel work with whatever this is. To me, this is you're trying to create something, you're trying to establish something, you're trying to move down a new path in life. And again, this can be in relationship, this can be in job, it can be in anything. You know where this fits in your life. If this reading resonates, yay. If it doesn't, release it. It's not for you. Bottom of the deck is a cardinal energy, right? So this is that initiation. There is some sort of initiation um, in direction. I feel like in the action that you're taking, the moves that you're making, the direction that you're planning on going, and there's Scorpio showing up. There is that Scorpio energy of transformation. So be mindful because I do feel this is going to be a very powerful new moon. I'm feeling that energy of where there is and again, for every sign, it's going to be different, but I do feel ultimately everybody is going to experience this like breakthrough energy, whether it be information becoming available, a truth becoming clear, a conversation being had that triggers or changes things. And I'm feeling with whatever that is, I feel like it brings forth a radical shift in change. So it's almost like boom, here's this information, this insight, this illumination of whatever this is. And then bam, there is the opportunity to, fit the pieces in, and being able to move that energy forward. Bottom of the deck is Sagittarius energy. So there's your energy showing right up as well. So I do feel, and I did see Sagittarius somewhere else, House 9 over here. And I did see Sagittarius over here. So I kind of feel there is a shift. There is something something maybe that you hadn't thought of. Maybe it's something that is coming into fruition or coming to your attention because it shifts and changes and transforms a belief system you have, or something to do with knowledge, right? Like maybe you've believed something. I kind of feel like it's, maybe you believed things were a certain way, and then ultimately this one thing just changes your entire perception of all of that. I do feel there's a higher learning associated with all of this, and I feel like there's a strong sense of growth for whatever that means to you. Bask in nature is the first card showing up for clarity right now. So I do feel it is going to be beneficial and helpful for you if you are able to get outside, to get some fresh air, to, be mindful, pay attention to the signs and synchronicities around you. If you've been around a while, I'm always definitely a supporter of getting out into nature. And I'm also, recommending that you pay attention to the things. Like if sometimes you'll see little birds, like you could tell that they're aggressively talking to each other, chirping at each other. And that would, to me, I would see this and look at it like, yeah, that kind of feels like a little aggressive energy. And then maybe during your day or during your week, you see an experience, or have an experience where you see that aggressiveness. And it's kind of like a forewarning. I'm feeling like when you see this, I don't feel like this is the kind of energy and signs and synchronicities you're going to be seeing. I more feel that energy of where you're really, seeing a change. I feel like there's going to be a lot of activity, a lot of things moving, a lot of things happening. But I do feel like all these things result in pieces, right? Like pieces of a puzzle that you're putting together that are creating a bigger picture. That's the energy I'm feeling. The faithful way is at the bottom of the deck, and you can look at this card and see where these waters, there's a lot of turbulence in this water right here. I do feel like this could be an emotional, um, turbulent transformation, shift, awakening. That sort of energy is how I'm feeling with this. I do feel like it's a lot of people are really going to feel this the most. I know I have spoke with some people who have been feeling this energy, and where it's like that, right? Like sometimes people feel the energy coming in before the energy is absolutely on the table and in front of them. And I am seeing some people who are really experiencing the the emotions, like a lot of, I feel, subconscious feelings, emotions, fears rising up right now. It's almost like their spirit knows there is this transformation taking place and it's happening, and they're not necessarily knowing where it's coming from or that sort of thing. So don't, be hard on yourself if you're finding yourself in an emotional state. This is a new moon. It is in the sign of Scorpio, which is a very deep, intense energy sign. Also, an emotional sign, right? Water energy. We have optimism showing up next. So, this is talking about really and that being out in nature could really help you with, you know, calming down your feelings, and or feeling your feelings, and really not losing hope, not losing faith in, the future, that sort of energy. I'm feeling like this is really important for you to keep that positive attitude and be optimistic about the opportunities that are available or that will be coming through, or the, whatever this is for you. Next card that shows up is Virtue of Humility. And this card has shown up several different times. Not in this reading, obviously, but in prior readings. And I've seen it coming out a lot lately. I feel like there's a lot of humbling experiences happening and taking place right now. Bottom of the deck is Face the Unexpected. So I feel for you, there is going to be this energy where something unexpected comes up. It could really bring you into this place of feeling overwhelmed. I really feel the energy that it's going to be short lived. It's kind of like you get that shock factor, and then the dust starts to settle, and then you can see things clearer. Now the smoke is settling and all of that sort of energy. I do feel whatever this is, though, for some of you, this could be an ego death, right? Where you may have a bruised ego out of this. But I feel like on the other end of this energy, this humbling experience for you, I feel like it is helpful for you in a very big beneficial way. I feel like you've learned something, or you learned something through this experience that kind of like shifts and changes. I don't really want to say your personality, but I feel like the way you look at life, the way you look at things, and how you deal with them, right? That is the energy I'm getting. So focus on your vision is showing up. So this really gives me, with this ego death and this humbling experience, it almost gives me that vibe of where, like you stand up for somebody, or you recommend somebody, something like that, and then it ends up like you end up in regret about that situation. It kind of gives me that experience. So be mindful if you're out there recommending or referring people or things like that. Focus on your vision. And I feel like, and again, it gives me that feeling. I'm sorry to keep doing that. Um, it gives me that feeling of where, you're looking at things differently now. Maybe once upon a time you looked at it like, I'm doing, I'm helping somebody by, pointing them in the right direction, or giving them some great advice, or lining them up with an opportunity. But I don't feel like if that's the case, I kind of feel like they blow this opportunity. It's straight up how I'm feeling. And I just kind of feel like this shifts something for you. It shifts your focus, it shifts your perception, it shifts something to where you're no longer, it's kind of like you're learning a lesson here. And Saturn is uh, sitting pretty close right now to that Neptune energy in the house of Pisces, and also within not that far of a distance is the North Node. So this is a matter of aligning you with that North Node, which we've already seen out here. I kind of feel like this experience comes up and comes out because it's meant for you to see something. And I feel like it's meant for you to see what's not moving forward with you. We see resolve the conflict on the bottom of the deck. So I feel like I kind of feel like there is going to be a conflict over that sort of thing. I don't necessarily feel the energy of it being one of those conflicts that just really, takes you right down or brings you right into a low space. I just feel like it's one of those life lessons and learning experiences that humbles you a little bit in the process, right? Focus your vision. This is focusing your vision on what you desire, not what you don't desire. It's what you do desire, because you don't want to attract in anything that you don't want. So be very optimistic. Get out in nature. Focus on your vision, on your desire of the future and what that looks like, and then stand in your strength is the next card that's showing up out here, bottom of the deck, sacrament to the present. This is like living in the moment. This is like being present in the here and now. This is also about standing in your strength and having the power to, I feel, stand up to something, right? I kind of get the feeling, I don't know why, but I do have this feeling like there is this energy that's really clinging right now that I feel, where you're trying to give somebody a helping hand or a hand up or a line, help somebody in some way, shape, or form. And it does feel like it doesn't, it kind of like backfires. And I feel, I say that, but I don't feel like you're on the harsh end of this. I almost feel like you're offering somebody and helping somebody with an opportunity or something like that. And they, just drop the ball is how I'm feeling about that. And again, I feel like it's a learning experience for you and the energy that is associated with this. I do feel a backfire on this. Like, this could be a person who gets an opportunity of a lifetime, or an opportunity to make a major shift and change, and a beneficial one in their life and in their future, and chooses to waste away an opportunity that they may never get back again is how I'm feeling with this. And meanwhile, on your end of this spectrum, on your energy side of this, I am feeling where this is bringing forth a big shift and a big change. I feel like, again, it shifts your belief system, your perception. You've learned something. There's a higher learning involved in all of this. And I feel like this is where, like, I'm looking out for me and I'm going to worry about me right now. And I'm not going to be investing my time, energy, and effort into helping everybody else fix their stuff. I'm going to allow them to tend to their own garden. That is going to bring forth this 10 of cups for you, and that is a very happy experience. I feel like this is, it does give me that awkwardness with this virtue of humility in the center of this, where, yeah, maybe you feel, embarrassed or ashamed of recommending somebody who turned out to be a flop. But I don't feel like, I just feel like it's a lesson to be learned. And I kind of feel like it's more so in regards to that I feel like I was trying to come out saying the company you keep, right? Where you're looking and you're seeing people differently now because of the actions. It's no longer what they say or how you feel. It's like, you show me who you are, I'm going to believe you. I'm not going to sit here and dwell on all of that, but it does give me that energy of you learning the lesson. And I do feel quite quickly, bottom of the deck is the Six of Swords, and you can move forward. It again, that's just the energy it's giving me. Take what resonates, release what doesn't. But it's almost like giving somebody an opportunity that, like I said, they dropped the ball. Like, they literally dropped the ball. Next card that comes up is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is a clear indication of walking away from something. It's moving towards, brighter skies, happier times, things in alignment. It's walking towards things that are more emotionally fulfilling. It's walking away from things that are just empty vessels, right? Like, there's no feelings, there's no emotions, there's it's just not fulfilling. Like, you're leaving. This is an energy. Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups moves forward towards the Ten of Cups, and I feel like this is what is happening. I kind of feel like this is all orchestrated by the universe. For whatever reason, I'm just feeling like somebody has ignored red flags or wanted to believe better of a person than they actually were, and it's kind of like that humbling moment where you learn, unfortunately, the hard way, that, it just wasn't real, right? Like, it just wasn't real. But I do feel this is going to be a very short, like, lived thing, because I do feel once you see it, once it's illuminated to you, once this experience happens, it's like, better, you do better. I'm feeling like someone's going to learn real quick, and I don't feel in a necessarily harsh way, but I feel like in a way to where they'll know, I never want myself in that position again. I'm not going to recommend people who just show up and then do half-ass work or don't do a good job, or, you know what I'm saying? It's that sort of energy. So we do have the Four of Swords showing up next, and with the bottom of the deck is the Chariot. So I am feeling there is going to be this need for rest, recharging, rejuvenating, restoring. Like, I feel like this is someone going within as well. And that can be, it really makes me feel like that. And even in this card, I'm seeing these are two different decks, but I'm feeling that get out into nature, right? Where someone needs to clear that out of their system, cleanse that out, like the sadness, the disappointment, the all of that, whatever that energy it was, because I kind of feel someone takes this, you know, and I'm not saying you shouldn't, absolutely not, but I do feel like someone is very disappointed or let down for having faith in someone that ultimately, just like I said, drops the ball. Like, and I feel like on their end of this stick, or however I'm seeing this, I'm really feeling like this was an opportunity. And wow, look, it's no making this up. I feel like they had an excellent opportunity, and it's like they wasted a great opportunity, or this could have already happened, because I keep saying it like in a past tense. Seven of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So yeah, I do feel there is some sort of Five of Cups, a loss, disappointment, a sadness in regards to the Three of Cups that are spilled out. I do see something coming together for you, though. Like I said, I do see the North Node out here, so I do feel like this is part of your alignment. And I feel like what you are going to see in this experience or this situation is where you were stuck, you were slowed down, like this could have been something that ultimately, Seven of Swords, like I do feel there is something that says there could have been, this sabotage, like, your reputation being sabotaged by speaking up or, encouraging or, inspiring people to, I feel, offer opportunities. I just feel connect someone with an opportunity that literally they blew. They just blew. They blew it by being sneaky. They blew it by being deceptive. They blew it by not showing up and, you know, doing the right thing is how I'm feeling. And now I do feel like they're going to be experiencing a loss. I feel like there's also going to be some sort of separation and disconnect as you move away from this situation. And I just feel like that's what's playing out for you because you are meant to go further. You are meant to do more. You are meant to stay in alignment with what is for you or align with what is meant for you. Yeah, this is showing me somebody who's releasing their, they're no longer, looks, Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck with and this is clarifying that Devil as well. So I feel like somebody's releasing some bonds. There's something that you've either been connected to or feeling trapped and bound by. I don't feel like it's brought a lot of joy to you. I kind of feel like you, like I said, it gives me that energy of you're really trying to help somebody with a hand up, right? By connecting them with opportunity or to help them in some way, shape, or form. And I kind of just feel like they dropped the ball. Like it was, I feel like you cared more about, their success than they cared about their success. And now I feel as a result of all of this, you're disconnecting from that. You're going to take that L. And I do feel like you are taking an L in some way, shape, or form. I feel like that's through, look, another five. Um, so that's very interesting. I do feel like there is an L that you're taking, and again, it can be, through the loss of a connection or the disappointment, right? You're feeling all of that energy and the severing of this connection. Because I do feel like, there is this awareness of, wow, this could have really, messed me all up. I recommended this person. Now I'm being looked at in a funny way, that sort of thing. Not like you should be judged on anyone's behavior. Really, there's no one that can judge you. But, like if this was you off, like connecting someone with an opportunity for employment or something like that, and then they do this, and it kind of does look on you a little sort of way, right? Come back on you. It's like you recommended this person, you yada yada yada, and then it didn't turn out like that way. I do feel like there is an energy here. There is going to be challenge. There's definitely going to be challenge, but I'm feeling this challenge is not necessarily on your end. I feel like your part of this challenge is you having to rest, retreat, rejuvenate, um, look at what you're connected with and make choices and decisions that may not be easy, but they're beneficial for your long-term stability and security. And I feel like you're going to reject this energy that is part of whatever this was. Like, this is somebody who is, I kind of feel sneaky and says all the right things and all this, that, and the third thing, but there's something that is showing me up that's, wow, I was going to say there's something that's showing up that's telling me this is just not a good energy. Like they could smile and be happy, act happy, sound happy, all this, that, and the third thing, but it feels to me like there is misery on a soul level for this person. And it could be because their life isn't going the way they want, but then I feel they get opportunities to better it and then they choose not to. I feel like this is somebody you're connected to, whether this be a friend. I feel like it's a person, though. I definitely feel like there is a connection, and you're recognizing this person, their self-sabotaging behaviors, their patterns, and now you are recognizing the effects it potentially could have on you, um, in the future, right? And I kind of feel like you're seeing that. I don't feel like this is a situation where it takes you down, but I feel like you're recognizing that, you know, the loss you could have experienced, or the shift and the negative change you could have experienced as a result of this. The 10 of swords popped right out. So I do feel there is an energy that is just a toxic energy, and I feel somehow you're connected to it. I feel like somehow you want to help better, uh, help someone better their life or better themselves or something like that. And I kind of feel like your help, even though I feel like someone is expressing gratitude and saying, I appreciate you, thank you. But instead of appreciating, literally, they're saying they appreciate it. If they appreciated it, they'd respect the opportunity. They'd, invest time, energy, and effort into doing the right thing. But I don't feel like they're going to. I just don't. And I feel like it's just going to be something that you look back on in the past. I feel like this is something, Six of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck to the Fool card to the Death card. So yeah, I feel like this is you moving forward, having to, I do feel taken an L, right? Like I do feel like there's an emotional loss. If this was a friend, it could totally transform that friendship. There is an energy that's showing. It's like I don't know why I want to say this, but I do. I feel like this forever a victim kind of energy. This could be an energy that you've seen like struggle with many things. This just to me feels like the straw that breaks the camel's back, where instead of like somebody who likes to play into that I'm a victim instead of being a victor, right? Like, and they don't, it's almost like they don't want to overcome the challenges and the chaos and the toxic things, um, for whatever reason that is. I feel like it's their own unhealed things, but I feel like this new moon is representing a transformation for you, um, in regards to whatever this is. This could be where you do this on more than in one situation, where you're always trying to help somebody, and they're never willing to help themselves, and then it's kind of you look down on yourself for like making the effort or trying to do something like that. But I'm definitely feeling you, um, really changing the way you believe in how you help, who you help, the ways that you help. Something like that is giving me the energy of that. I do feel, um, there is a lot of fives. I'm saying a lot, but I'm seeing two, but I'm feeling like, and there's a lot of fours as well. There's two fours on the table. There's a four over here. So I feel like you are being protected and guided to move forward and away from a situation that I feel brings a lot of challenges into your life. And I feel like you ultimately are always trying to help stabilize, to help in some way, shape, or form this energy. But I feel like you're recognizing you're in a repetitive cycle of helping somebody who doesn't want to be helped, or somebody who doesn't want to help themselves. And I feel like there's major life choices and decisions based on that are taking place and happening, and the transformation of all of that is going to be playing out. So I do feel drawn to this card over here. Look, the one that was on the bottom of the deck that said Sacrament of the Present. This is opening up. This is being ready to receive. This is also being present in the moment, dealing with what is here now versus what you think it could be or wish it could be. It's like dealing with what is. And then the bot underneath that was welcome change. So I do feel like this is going to be a positive change for you with this transit and this new moon, although there does feel like there's going to be some emotional turbulent energy that comes along with it. So, Sagittarius, I hope this serves you well. Please leave me a comment. Let me know if this resonates with you. I thank you for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you the next reading. I'm sending you love and light.